Hey folks, it's Nessa here on Infinitely Zero's channel, and I wanted to do a quick, I guess it's showing of a book, maybe a little bit of a book review. I was looking through, actually, honestly, I had seen a pattern online that was a mile a minute Afghan that's done in black and neon colors. And I had contacted the company to try to get a calendar. It's within a calendar subscription, and you had to sign up for that to then get this calendar that then sent patterns for each of the pictures of the Afghans within the calendar. But then they told me that they no longer were taking new subscriptions, so I wasn't able to get the pattern. And then I remembered that I have this book that was published back in the 90s. So I decided to start looking through it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should also show it online because some of you may still have this book, maybe, all dusty in a garage somewhere or hidden in a bookshelf. Or, you could also possibly buy it on eBay, a used copy, because I did see, some copies of this for sale. And while I was looking for things, I also found these other three older books. I don't know that you could possibly call them vintage, but they were published in the mid to late 90s. So I decided to buy them. I bought these three, got them on eBay. They were $5 each, and the buyer did free shipping, and also it was like buy two, get one free. So I got these three for $10. So that's pretty cool. So I'm thinking that I will show these three in other different videos, kind of like a series, so that it's not too much in this video and then the video isn't too long. So, something for you guys to look forward to. And I wanted to mention, welcome my current and returning subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, welcome too. And if you like the video, please click like. And if you like my content, please click subscribe. So thanks so much. So this book is called Afghan Enchantment. On the bottom it says a dreamy collection of 50 captivating crochet designs. This is the ISBN number in case you want to get it. It's 157367036-7. I believe it was the Needlecraft Shop, I think, is the publisher. And then it has some really pretty color photographs. I'm going to try to show them without so much glare. Sorry about that. I also forgot to grab a blank sheet of paper so that I could show you the pictures and not show you the pattern notes. Okay, grabbed it. So yeah, here it goes into information that it was published in 1996, the photographer. They have like an intro blurb, which I believe I've probably never read, or maybe read it. I honestly could not remember when I bought this book or how long I've had it, if I bought it used many years ago or if I bought it new back in the 90s or early 2000s. I can't remember at all. So that's how long I've had it. So the book itself is 160 pages. It has an index in the back and a very nice table of contents where it has some pictures of some of their featured Afghans. Apparently they divided it into sections: the captivating nostalgia, celebration magic, delicious temptations, that has really cool names, romantic allure, fragrant flourishes, indulgent illusions, diamond dreams, and general instructions in the back. So those are kind of like little themed sections. This one's really pretty, captivating nostalgia. And I liked how the top of the pattern, it pretty much says the finished size of the Afghan. It tells you a skill level and your materials needed. So it sort of shows like that, and then it has the pattern underneath, which is the part that I'm covering. Oops. And if we move that over, you get to see a better picture of the whole Afghan. Isn't that pretty? A little too much pink for my taste, but still pretty. This next one is called Falling Leaves. So that looks like a filet crochet type Afghan. So I know some of these may look a little dated, but maybe with changing the color scheme or things like that, they could be relevant to today's time or to, you know, the theme that you're wanting to make the Afghan with. This one is Falling Grapes, which I thought was appropriate. It's pretty. That's what they named it. Sorry, Vintage Grapes. This one is Terrace Dreams, which is pretty, a pretty chevron. And they do like the pretty pictures, you know, with the flowers or in a garden. Or this one's kind of like a log cabin per square. This one's called Picnic in the Park. So it's like little log cabin motifs. And they have graphs where it's needed. Then the next section is Celebration Magic, which that's pretty cute. And these were hardcover. This one is called Mardi Gras. I thought it was a really cool mile a minute. This is the one that I may try to make in neon and black colors. But I love those bright, cheerful, happy colors. Then Easter Discovery is the one they used for the highlight of this section. Hopefully I'm not going way too fast. This one's like an Americana theme. It's called Freedom Fantasy. It's very apt for like 4th of July sort of celebration theme. Love's Tryst. I don't really like this one. Just my own personal opinion. I think it looks kind of weird. Maybe if they did different colors and not all white. It just seems like a lot of work. This one's called Miraculous Blessing. The size of this one is 37 inches by 40 inches. So I guess it's a baby blanket in here. I think that's the first time that I noticed that they had baby blanket and it's marked as easy. I may try to make that one. This next one is called Peppermint Swirls. That's pretty. Sorry, I'm trying to get the picture with no glare. This one's called Feliz Navidad. Thought it was quite pleasant. Very cheery. I don't think my aunt would like it, but this one's Charming Comfort. I didn't really like this one. I thought it was a bit much. This one is called Country Fair, and it's actually done in Tunisian crochet. I didn't realize until the other night that, that this book actually had 2 Tunisian crochet patterns, and it's actually cross stitch for the stars in there. All the blue and all this work is all cross stitch on top of the simple stitch. This one is called Burgundy Lilies. And this one is called Texas Starburst. So this one's also Tunisian crochet, and they include the diagram of the star, the whole graph in the book, which was pretty cool. And the same with that patchwork one of the flowers, it has a little diagram. This one's called Trailing Petals. That's pretty. Another garden. Yeah, they were really into gardens for this book, so makes sense. It's probably what called me to it. Vineyard Harvest is this one. very purpley. Whoops. Sorry. There we go. Also very textured. And that's where I mentioned about the graph. That was pretty cool. This one is called Delicious Temptations. It's another sort of mile a minute style. And it has some texture in there in between the strips. This one's called Blueberry Ice. I think I've seen somebody recently come out with their own take on this pattern. Anyways, this one's called Raspberry Sherbet. It's definitely very raspberry. Reminds me of the 80s, honestly. This one is called Petite Tours, I think. I don't know if that's a T or an F. So that was pretty cool. Reminds me of like appetizers, like little desserts. Makes me hungry. Like if those were little raspberries. This is that one that I said was pretty textured. This is called Ribbon Candy. Do you see some of the texture in there? Sorry, I know I wasn't holding it up straight. You can deal with it. This is Peaches and Cream. That's pretty. I don't know if I have enough yarn for that. I just did ordered some unlabeled yarn that came. It was like 2 pounds in a bag for, I don't know, I think it was like 15 bucks. And it came in this peachy color. Oh, I guess it has white too. I don't know, this says 38 ounces. I'd have to, yeah, that's not enough. This one is called, of the yarn I have, excuse me, Country Spice. It's really pretty. It's interesting. Oops. Sorry. My left is my right. It's all inverted, so when I move one way, it moves the other way. This one's considered romantic allure. It's another mile a minute sort of design. This one to me, sorry, I'm not trying to make you dizzy. My brain does not handle this inversion well. From what I noticed recently, I've seen the videos that I've seen for video tutorials for mile a minute. A lot of them are this type of style. It just throws you off a little bit because it's variegated in the middle of the strips there. This one's called Love in Bloom. If I accidentally show you the other side of the page, it's some directions of what I have to do for something coming up. This one's called Floral Infatuation. It sort of reminds me of that, you know, grapes one that we saw in the beginning. It's just different things in the middle of the motifs. Ooh, this one's called Midnight Meadows. This is pretty. Even though I'm not a huge fan of doing motifs, but that's really pretty. It's very three-dimensional. And this is that one that I had mentioned, like mile a minute. It's called the Heather Trellis. Sorry, the book gets heavy after a while. This one's Wedded Bliss. This next one, I know when I first saw it, it reminded me of like a wedding, kind of like a pretty wedding Afghan. And then I hadn't read the name yet, and then I saw the name, and I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. This one's called Lover's Lace. It's really pretty. I think it's like a lacy mile a minute sort of type design. I don't know if it's joined in strips or not. I didn't read the pattern. And this one's kind of more plain. It's Irresistible Charm, even though it does have like a quite sort of interesting thing going on there. I guess they got tired of the intricate garden scenes there, and they're like, you know what, we're just going to put you on a metal garden chair. Call it a day. This one's pretty. It's called Fragrant Flourishes. My gosh, okay. This one's Morning Glory. It's, I guess, named after the flowers. Very pretty. Hope you can see them okay, you know, these in the video. Ooh, I like this one, Floating Gardens. It's very unique. Reminds me of like a pond. And then having like, you know, lily pads and water lilies, water flowers kind of floating there on top. And then that pretty green one is Lily of the Nile. There we go. Got some of it without the glare. And this next one's very pretty. Floral. It's like hexagons. It's called Floral Chambers. They marked it as average skill level. This one's marked as easy. It's Rosebuds. Yeah, there's a lot of patterns in these books. This one's Indulgent Illusions. So it's like a peacock themed. So if you like any of these, you should totally get the book. You know, probably more likely a used copy. I don't know that it's still in print. This one's called Medallions. Oops, sorry, it got stuck on my arm. That's really pretty. Could probably do it in all sorts of different color combinations there for the squares. That one's considered average. This next one is called Lilac Moments. I think my grandma would have liked this one. My mom's mom. She liked purple a lot. This one's Peacock Splendor, which I think is appropriate. I think I would have added some blue and teal in there, but maybe I think there might be some green in there. It's just really hard to see. I believe green is hard to photograph. And this one is called Shimmering Dewdrops, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that stitch work there. That one was considered average difficulty. This next one's cool. It's called Jewel Tone Treasures. I think it should have probably been like more of a magenta color, and I mean, it looks more magenta now that I'm showing it to you in the camera, but in person looking at the picture, that looks like a very bright tomato red. This one's called Ebb and Flow. I think it, and it's marked easy, I think it should have been called Zebra. That's just me, personally, my little take on that. I like how they put the red flowers in there for a pop for pictures. And this next one is called Desert Reflections. I don't know if this one's a mile a minute too or not. I haven't read the pattern. But it's definitely gives me a sensation of strips joined together. Yeah, it's definitely panels and strips. So, and then they have like assembly diagram for the medallion and anything. Oh, that's a lot better. Sorry, it's hurting my. This is very pretty. Diamond Dreams. This one also reminds me of a peacock. This is called Sunshine Filet. It's marked as average. I think it's really pretty. And even though they have the different color change in there, it's not taking away from the fillet. Sorry. My computer decided to go into sleep mode. There you go. Sorry about my mess in the background. This one's called Cresting Waves. I think it's really pretty. I think it's also a mile a minute kind of style there. I'm glad I dug up this book. This one's called Rose Delight. I love those pretty little yellow flowers they had down there and all the flowers around. I wonder if they use the same garden. No, it looks like it's different pictures. This one is called Jubilee. The pretty blue and red and greens and forest picture. This one's Gentle Textures as opposed to Rough Textures. I guess they were trying to go for a more masculine look there. I don't know what that was down there on the bottom. Maybe a wannabe pomegranate. It looks weird. This is Aztec Jewels. That's interesting. And I think that's everything for the book. Then the rest is they're just going over, you know, like explaining how to get started and what to do and about gauge and fringe and finishing. And then they have a stitch guide in the back about basic stitches. So that was pretty cool. I saw that the other books had that too. And then this is nice. They say a thank you to the different companies that they got the yarns from. So yeah, I hope you like this video. And then they have a nice index if you remembered what the name of what you were looking for was. So I think that's helpful. Not a lot of different crochet books I've seen do not have that. So hopefully you like this video. Thanks so much for watching. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you liked it. I know personally I like it when folks do book reviews or when they show me a book and they show the different pictures within there. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I was still gonna plan to do, you know, the videos on these too, whether you like it or not. So you just don't have to watch it. But I am curious to see what your thoughts on it are. So, okay, folks, thanks. Have a good night or a great day. Bye.